Welcome to Pensacola, the crown jewel of the American Gulf Coast. There's more to this town than affordable housing and championship sport fishing and world-class beaches, but that's a nice place to start. When you've got energy, aerospace, and tourism industries all fighting for supremacy, it's no surprise that Florida's best-kept secret rests firmly upon its strongest asset, the American military. With over 178,000 Department of Defense jobs in Northwest Florida, it's one of the most patriotic places in the United States. So why can't Pensacola's patriotic population effectively serve veterans and end soldier suicide after combat? That's exactly what Pensacola intends to find out. On a planet that's 70% water, why do we lock away injury, sadness, and sickness behind closed hospital doors? Pensacola will use its vibrant, bright sights, fresh, salty air, and contagious military support to build a beacon. Pensacola is putting boots on the ground in this fight. Pensacola will show the world how the American capitalist economy empowers the new and different to be better, to be great. Pensacola's fundamentally positive participation will overturn the status quo. Just as FedEx and UPS showed the post office how to modernize, Pensacola will show the VA how to do it. Pensacola is going to save soldiers' lives and show others how to save lives too. Take a good look at Pensacola. The understated natural beauty and active military might of America's Gulf Coast are about to be unleashed on the American veteran's greatest enemy. Pensacola is about to declare war on post-combat soldier suicide. Pensacola will tackle this epidemic head-on with a state-of-the-art facility on the coast's most valuable real estate. We've identified the problem. Now, we present the solution. Now we look to the future. Now we present the Cohen Veterans Living Memorial. Suicide, not combat, is the leading cause of death of U.S. troops deployed to the Middle East. 22 veterans commit suicide every day. That's the problem. You're looking at the solution. Rising from the horizon as you drive in from I-90 by land and overlooking the Pensacola Bay by sea, this 9-story center expands its reach across the 2.2 acres of prime waterfront real estate, surrounded by memorials dedicated to the fallen heroes of the past. These grounds honor the past as they connect living warriors to their healthy future. Over 5 million veterans live along the Gulf Coast, serving Alabama, Georgia, and other parts of Florida. This facility would provide over 9,000 square feet of office, lodging, and treatment space to the highest density of veteran population per capita in the nation. Past, present, and future veterans, family members, and visitors are greeted by the Welcome to Pensacola Visitor Station on the first level. The historic Exhibits Museum outlines Pensacola's origins as the cradle of aviation in the southeast corner. NGO service space will include mental health clinics, living quarters, and education services for University of West Florida's Historic District Office. The top floor apartments provide temporary quarters while families seek permanent lodging, and 2 sets of open bay dormitories for transient veterans. Round-the-clock supervision will be provided for both men and women. The community kitchen, laundry, and computer lounge all help pave the path to success. Veteran employment and entrepreneurship is a top priority. Dedicated staff will assist veterans to integrate back into the commercial civilian world. Partnerships with the Center for Machine Cognition, the Andrews Institute, medical clinics, plus NGOs like the Prop Initiative, A-Hero, Poe in Action, Volunteers of America, and the USO will all be represented. This eco-friendly building holistically reintegrates veterans back into the fabric of American life. In the 16th century, Spain, France, and England all fought for Pensacola. Spanish explorers arrived in 1559 but abandoned their settlement 2 years later. Spain returned to Pensacola to defend claims to Spanish Florida in the late 17th century. The city's strategic but isolated position led to Spanish, French, British, United States, and the Confederate States of America transitions. Thus, the City of Five Flags was born. In 1763, the British captured French Pensacola, designating it capital of the British West Florida. Pensacola Naval Air Station now resides on an old British Royal Naval fort. Spain joined the American Revolution in 1779, retaking Pensacola from 1781 to 1819. The United States took control of Florida after defeating Britain in the War of 1812 and negotiating the 1819 Transcontinental Treaty with Spain. In 1825, Congress appropriated construction for the lighthouse, currently at Pensacola NAS. On March 3, 1845, Florida was admitted to the Union as the 27th state. Naval Air Station Pensacola, the cradle of naval aviation, is the initial training base for all Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard aviators, and home base for the precision flight team, the Blue Angels. Naval Education and Training Command, Naval Aerospace Medical Institute, and the Naval Air Technical Training Center all call Pensacola home. Visitors to this facility can experience the Naval Aviation Museum, Pensacola Naval Air Station Historic District, the Pensacola Lighthouse, and Barrancas National Cemetery. There's no finer place to celebrate our nation's military history while building a healing path to our veterans' future. To fight this epidemic, first we must build it. Then they will come. Then they will live. Then we all win. Veteran suicide has passed the threat level. Returning veterans have officially taken more of their own lives than the enemies on the battlefield have. It's time to stop being polite. It's time to heal the sick and rebuild at home while others fight abroad. Hard questions have to be asked. It's time for the hard answers. It's time to declare war on American veteran suicide. Not everyone can or will serve in active combat, but we can all do our duty as Americans. Will you join the fight? Will you join us? Donate, volunteer, do something. Help us build the Cohen Veterans Living Memorial.